vivid memories would be the formation of the Apartment Association, which was held in Jeanette Honeycutt's living room on Post Oak Lane, where we were trying to get organized for the first time. The Apartment Association, as you know it today, started that day or night in Jeanette's apartment, and mainly it was because we were trying to upgrade the quality of advertising, not use the word free on signs or newspapers. We formed a code of ethics as a result of that.
I can remember a meeting before your meeting. And this was held, I think, probably at Jimmy Lyons. Harry Reid was there, Bob Lanier was there, and what was Bob's guy, Walker?
Walker Stewart.
Yeah, well, he was there. And this came about because Bill Cook was building those apartments down by the mayor's, by Louis Cutrer's house. And so they stopped all building permits in Houston. And that got a group of us together to discuss it. The association didn't really emerge from that, but that was the first effort, I think, at some cohesive action. It was a time when Houston was a freewheeling city. There was a big entrepreneurial spirit. We were in a big growth mood.
Let's go back to 1960.
All right.
Okay, or 59. Let's see. It was so wonderful, the people that you met. We had a need. Perry and I had gone, we wanted to invest in real estate, and we had no knowledge, so we took a real estate course, and he didn't tell anything about apartments. And so I happened to be fortunate enough to be elected the first woman on the board of directors of the Houston Apartment Association, and therefore I kept telling them what we needed. We needed a school, and we needed a lease also. And the people that were building apartments, that had apartments, were so generous and so wonderful and giving. You could go to them and say, we've got a problem, I need a good lease. I've got problems with this lease. And they would share. And that was the beginning of the Texas Apartment Association lease. It came from the Houston. And we got ours from River Oaks Garden in DeBecky. And we started putting everything together. And then the men all met and they formed, you know, the apartment, the lease that you see today with all the different changes over the years.
I started this in 1968 in the apartment business, and Roy was my mentor. He taught me everything I need to know about this industry. I knew nothing about the apartment industry except living in an apartment. We started the Go Getter Club. Well, as everybody knows, the Go Getter Club started here. It became a statewide project, and now it's a national project. Mayor Hofheinz was the mayor at the time. We met with him in his private dining room with Harry Reid was there and several other guys about the fact we wanted to be reimbursed for trash pickup. and he promised us that he was going to have something, that we would have a similar deal as the condos had, where they got reimbursed for private trash pickup. Well, you know what happened. And it is still going on to this day. After that meeting, Harry Reid and several other guys, I'm trying to think of their names, said, we got to do something, we got to organize them. So thereafter, they finally, I think in '77, formally organized the Houston Better Government Fund. I think it was '77 when it was formally organized.
I started in 1964 with on the Gulf Freeway with a subordinated lot, $1,500 and a duplex. The Houston Apartment Association was absolutely the leader in the entire United States. We were so far ahead of any other association in the United States, and that included the West Coast, East Coast. Nobody had it together like the Houston Apartment Association did, and that's why the National Apartment Association wound up being based in Houston, because the guys like these people were, you know, on top of it and were the real leaders of the industry.
I think it was probably 20 years ago that Stacy Hunt actually got me involved, and asked me to get on a committee, and then wound up serving as chair of the membership drive, and had a good time doing that, and then just went from there.
I got started. The guy I work with invited me to a meeting. I went to the meeting, met Nora Krakauer, and she explained to me at the time that I was going to get involved, or I had to live with her wrath for the rest of her life and mine. And I found out it was easier just to do what Nora wanted, so I got involved.
I'm Eileen Sabinski with Michael Stevens Interests, and I was the first female president of the Houston Apartment Association.
Thank goodness. And I'm Darlene Guidry, and I'm with Heddick Management, and I was the third female HAA president.
I'm Beth Van Winkle. I'm with Milestone Management. I was the 5th HAA female president.
And Kim Small with the Morgan Group, and I'm president-elect. Next year I will make the 6th female president.
Well, I'm the second generation president of the HAA back in 2006, and just really proud that I was able to follow in my father's footsteps and play a role in the HAA. And he was so fond of this association over the years, and I remember as a small child being involved and coming to some events and watching him when he was installed as president, and going to some outings, family outings, and just have great memories with him and the HAA, and think it'd be great if there was a second generation president.
Well, I started in the industry in 1981, straight out of college, but amazingly really didn't get very active in HAA until 1997. At that time, Deborah Parker Holcomb was there, and they were active, and that's really what drew me into it, and that's really where I got started. And then a couple of years later, Darlene Guidry and Eileen Sabinski approached me and asked if I'd like to get involved with the executive committee, and over the next couple of years, and I got active on that and came in as treasurer, and here 5 years later I'm president.
I think it's one of those momentous occasions that it helps everybody realize, wow, how lucky we are to have such a great group, and people that, yes, they're either clients or suppliers or what have you, but they're friends. And it's just going to be a big family reunion all year long. So very, very fun, very exciting. Glad to be a part.
Jerry, where were you 50 years ago?
Not here.
Not here. Billy?
I was not here either.
Me neither. We have 3 pre-50 people here, and that just says the longevity of HA lives on beyond the lives in place right now. That's an amazing thing.
We are family. I've got all my sisters and me.
It's just a fantastic place to be, so thank you and congratulations on 50 years.
Happy 50th anniversary, HAA.